Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Twilley, the director of the Women's Business Center here at Maryland Capital Enterprises. And just to give you a little bit of information about what we do, we assist entrepreneurs that are getting started in business or if they're already in business and trying to expand. We do business consulting, marketing consulting, training classes such as this. All of our services are free. We also do micro loans. So if you need any of our assistance, please reach out to us. We'll put our contact information in the chat. And today we have Anita Hicks with us, and she is going to talk to us about the power of the pin on Pinterest. And thank you, Anita, for being here today. We appreciate you so much. And I'll let you tell a little bit more about yourself and get started.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. It's always a joy to be a part of your organization. I so appreciate what you do for our communities and, not only here in the Ocean City, Salisbury area, but also, of course, in the Baltimore area. So Thank you so much for having me today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And this is my PowerPoint that I'm going to be going over with our attendees today. Hopefully I can get this. There we go. Lisa, you can see the first screen now, right?
Yes, it looks great.
Okay, so for all of our attendees today, what I would say to you is that, just kind of an overview of what's going on today is I'm going to walk through this brief PowerPoint of slides just to give you kind of some information upfront about Pinterest and education. And then this is the PowerPoint slide that Lisa will follow up with and let you know. So you can, it's always nice to have something after class to review as well. And after I do this, I have two different live Pinterest accounts open. One is a personal account, one is a business account that I'll walk through for a few minutes, show you a few tips and tricks and ideas there. And then after that, I'll go ahead and open it up for a few minutes for questions. So feel free if as I'm going through, you have something that, you're dying to know. Wayne, Anita, can you tell me, raise your hand down in I think it's in reactions. You can raise your hand and or just, unmute and say, hey, Anita. I'm good with that too. We have a small class today, so it shouldn't be too much. This is what I do. Virtual Assistants by Anita was created 13 years ago, and my husband and I run it together, co-owners, and we do a lot of work interactively as well as my adult children help me. I have a degree from University of Maryland in computer sciences. And so I had raised my children for many years and left that world to be a licensed daycare provider in home. And then I was like 13 years ago, what should I do with my life now? And someone, a very smart real estate agent said to me, why don't you blend that with social media and start your own business? You could do websites. And I said, well, that's a great idea. So that's what I've done. And I've immersed myself through the years in both classes for marketing and social media marketing, but also for classes in relationship marketing, because that's what social media is about. So that's a little bit about me. This is about Pinterest. So here's our first slide. What is Pinterest? Pinterest is a virtual pinning board. If you were, are in my age range, then, when my kids were teenagers or in middle school, I had bulletin boards up and each had their name on the top, and we would pin up their little awards from school or, I won the Pinewood Derby at Cub Scouts or whatever. And each child had a board. They'd also color pictures. We put it up there. Well, the same thing now. That's what this is online. It's all about the photo, which is called a pin. So, you might have a board, which is what it's called there, a board, which is what it's about. Like, for instance, it would have been a bulletin board with my son's name, Matt, on it. It might be recipes, and then you pin up pictures of recipes. Here's the chicken cacciatore I just did. Or if you're a realtor, think about it in a business sense, then you would put up dream homes or homes that are for sale, homes that, information to help people with their homes. So those are what this is all about. It's basically using pictures to pin onto specific topic boards. And I'm going to show more of that online when I go on Pinterest Live. So these are some of the things I'm going to talk about today. What are boards and pins? How do you use them? How do they affect your search engine? How do they affect you connecting and building relationships with others? What tools could you use to analyze, which is the big difference between a personal account at Pinterest and a business one. A business one has analyzation or insights, if you will, that can tell you how many followers you have, how many people have looked at the pins. And you don't get that as much when you have just a personal account. And then I'm going to show you, and this is an example of my own. This is a board. Savannah, Georgia is one of my favorite places in the world. I've been there 3 times, so I've pinned different pictures. It's just fun. But then, you know, I do social media. So of course I have some cute social media stuff. Dragonflies are my they're my graphic, they're my image, they're my thing. So I have lots of dragonfly things. Or my logo, that was the word I was searching for. And then of course, clients. These are things that I've done for my clients. And then just cool stuff I recommend. Those are just a few boards that you can have. And again, this is just even my personal account, not my virtual assistants by Anita account, where there I would do, content that boards that were more like Pinterest or Facebook, or perhaps they would be, tips for social media. So, and things that are interesting to your clients. Keep your end client in mind. If you're a real estate agent and your client is a homeowner, then is your homeowner got young children? Well, if they do, then some of your boards might be things that are cool for babies, new technology for teenagers, that type of thing. Videos are shareable on Pinterest as well as using pictures. Now, pictures are the most common. I didn't mean to leave that slide, sorry. Pictures are more common than videos, but you can definitely use videos. Referrals, you notice I said things that I recommend in one of my boards. Well, if you're getting other people involved and, talking about them, then that's a great thing, because the more you're engaging, the more you're going to be raised up in the algorithm or the search results, and other people are going to be interacting. Events are a huge thing at Pinterest, because, that's a way to put out a picture, which is like a flyer. For instance, Lisa created one for this class. I could have pinned it up at Pinterest and, put some a link back to the registration link at MC's website. So those are some examples of content that would be, Pinterest friendly and also business related. So these are just some facts about Pinterest. Ben Silbermann used to work for Google. He was a Google programmer and analyst, and was founded in 2010. He was only 27. Actually, I have a 27-year-old son. I can't imagine him doing this. This is a few years old, the value, but you can see that based on these analytics that, Pinterest has a real value. It's not going away. This is a search that I did just on Google, as you can see, on house decor. This is, home decor, decorators.com, Wayfair. But notice this link says Pinterest.com. Pinterest has searchability. It's not a real word. I made it up. But that's what it is that if you search on some common thing, recipes, home decor, almost anything now is at Pinterest. And those pins that you're putting up, this is why it's loved by people that do events as well, because those links are getting this search result. Then you're putting up a link behind the picture of the flyer of the class or event, and that link is coming out and being on search results for Google and Yahoo, Bing, Safari, the other search browsers as well, or search engines, if you will. This is just my team does this. If you're looking to set up a business Pinterest account, this is what we do. And these are the other sites that we provide social media for as well. I'm always like, I don't want to go too slow. I need to move along. And then now I'm like ahead of myself because I was talking quickly. Try not to talk too fast though. This quote is, I always like to end with a quote because I'm a quote person and I like to be positive, but it's more than that. This is what social media is about. People forget what you said. They forget what you did. Wow, they can remember always how you made them feel. So make sure your content on your social media even for your business, is something that you want them to remember. So, I mean, you don't want to be, if you're a realtor, every single piece of content should not be buy from me. I guarantee if you go out on Virtual Assistants by Anita's Facebook page or Pinterest, it's not all about, hey, do social media with me. There's value added things in there, things where I recommend. It's making people feel positive. I absolutely put out quotes for, positivity and things that are happening in our community. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and share a Pinterest account live. Trying to figure out which one of these windows it is. Okay, so this is a Pinterest business account. You can see at the top that it says Joe and Nick's Networking. It's my client, 2 people here in Ocean City, and they run monthly networking events live and in person from September till May. They don't do it in the summer, and that's why we don't have anything going on much right now, because it's very busy in the summer. But as a business account, you see right away that they show you, 63 monthly views of our, monthly content. And we haven't posted anything here since the beginning of May because we don't have any events until fall. If I click on the little button over here, then it'll take me to the profile for Joe and Nick and show me, various boards. You can see, like, because it's about networking events, thank you for attending, networking people. Here's a picture of Ocean City because it was taken there. And then, like, there are these flyers too that we've put up. I talked about this before. So you can literally see that this is a pin, and it was for actually a Baltimore event. But, it also had with it a link that we could link over to Facebook. See, it's right there. It says facebook.com. And it's a clickable link. And if you click on it, then it'll open in a new tab and go right to that registration. Now it's being very slow, and it's an old event, obviously, so it's not live March from 2020, but it's just showing as an example of how you can do that. And that's one of the values of Pinterest, is being able to share anything with a link that you can take out onto another site. Brings you search results. You're moving them off of Pinterest out into Facebook. Perhaps they're going to register for your class. You're posting information that has a link with it. It's definitely clickable, and that way you can get more search results that way. Okay, so the last one here that I'm showing is my personal Pinterest account. And first, what it does is take you to what we call the news feed or home. You can see over here, it says that's where we are. And then, like, for instance, I can open these settings over here in this little drop-down error, and see where it says convert to business. I could actually convert my personal account to a business account that easily. Now, if you're setting up for the first time, it'll ask you, do you want a personal account or do you want a business account? I actually recommend both. I have both. And again, this is where I could go to my profile here and show you the boards and the different, like the boards are Savannah's the name of this board. And then if I clicked on the board, then it opens up all the 8 pins that go with that, which are all, of course, fun things to do with Savannah. Again, what that does for me is to create a situation where someone else may be interested in Savannah, have a love for Savannah, and be like, oh, what does Anita do? Oh, she's a social media person, and I want to get involved with that with her. So I didn't mean to actually close that yet. I wanted to show a couple other little valuable things here. One of the things that I love about Pinterest is that it has a really strong search tool, and you can literally search for almost anything. You can see some of the things that I've recently been searching for. But for instance, if I was looking for recipes, we talked about that being a very high subject that a lot of people put up here. And I mean, it's really cool. Buffalo chicken bombs. Here's one. It's a nice picture. It looks good. I can see what that looks like.
Requested these buffalo chicken bombs
and it's a video. Can you hear that? So it's pretty cool, right? That you can also get a video out of it. I didn't want to play the whole video, but I wanted to show you what that was about. That, you know, search is really strong and you can find anything. So one of the things that I do in my business and my personal account is to contact and follow and be a part of people that are also big in social media. For instance, Social Media Examiner, they're an international and national company that provides social media, and they provide lots of educational information online. So I follow them, and a lot of times I'll share whatever they're doing, because sharing other people's content means, again, now you're getting engagement. They're going to come back and see what you're doing, perhaps do the, kind of quid pro quo, if you will, and share something back for you. So I'm way earlier than I thought I'd be. What I'd like to do is to see if I have any questions right now before I go on to a few other items that I want to talk about.
Any questions?
I have a question. What did you say the little photo things are called?
The photos themselves are called pins.
Ends.
Pins, P-I-N.
Pin.
Right. That's
Gotcha.
how the name
Okay.
of Pinterest came around, is you're pinning and it's interesting. So Pinterest. So I put it in the chat. It's called a pin. Okay. So think about if you were on a bulletin board, Donna, then you would put something on it with a push pin. So they call the picture a pin, and then the name of the board that's the topic is, that's a board. And you put all the pins that are related, all the pictures, photos in. So let's go show that. Hold on just a minute. Here's my account again. So one of the things I haven't shown yet, I like to do this in little bits, everything works better in small batches, right? That I like to show is how you can actually go to your own profile, and then you can come up here and you can, first you could share. There's the share button right there. I can also edit my profile, so there's information up here, which is nice. Just give me a second. Too many things going on here. So like this is all my pins, and that's what you were asking. What was the name again of the photo? So the photos are called pins. See, all pins are there. Or I could do my boards, which are the individual board names, But like here's all my pins or all my photos. And like here's my spirit animal that I've shared before. You can just keep scrolling down. Of course, I'm a social media girl, so there's quite a bit here. I even have a picture of my cat. Pictures of books are nice with some content. This is one of my favorite books in the world, The Go-Giver. That's a great pen. Again, it's just the picture of the cover of the book, which is called a pen, and some information about it. This is an excellent book. The more you give to others, the more the world returns to you. And then I wanted to show like on the business one. I wish I had these on the same window and I didn't have to keep moving around, but I don't. So on the business Pinterest account here, go back here. I was going to now show how you can, on a business account, it takes you right to your business hub and shows you like how your audience are doing and all of that information. But one of the other things that you can do from here is create. So you go to your profile and your business profile, and you can create an idea pin, which is an idea pin is like a multitude of pictures. So sort of an album, if you will, or you can just create a pin. And that's the way most people do it. And so the first thing you're going to do is select which board you want it to be on. Let's say inspiring quotes. And then you can add a title, enjoy your day. Let's say. And then you come over here on the left where it says drag or drop a picture. And you can pick a picture. Hopefully I have something inspirational right here on my desktop. I hadn't thought about that before. Here's one. Great. I love inspirational quotes. So everyone can be great because everyone can serve. So, and then, you know, you could go over here and put, you know, some information. I can't think and teach and talk all at one time. So just pretend that's like really great text there. And alt text is for those people that are blind or legally blind. And this is for like Siri and the talk, that it will talk back to them. So I always try to put something in there for our disabled folks. Obviously, I didn't put anything in there. I just put a bunch of letters, but I'm just teaching class now. And then this could be a destination link, and it could be, you know, it could be a link to your website. And in the text above, I could say, visit the link below to see more of my inspirational quotes and have a positive attitude, you know, positive day or something like that. So the link could be to my website, which is a great thing to drive people to your website. And, you know, you can go out and copy it, or you could just, like mine is Anita M. It would be nice if I could type X.com, and you just type that in there. Now you can actually publish at a later date. So I could publish it later at 1 o'clock or 2 or something, or publish immediately. Now I don't want to publish this because, like, obviously it's not a good one to do. I'm just using it as practice. And so, you know, with that, the best way to deal with it, if you decide, well, I don't want to, is I just move away from it altogether. And then it says, okay, whatever, she doesn't want to do that. So that's how you create. You can also create an ad. Now, ads are like Facebook ads or Google ads or any of that, where you pay Pinterest money, and you can set a budget, or you can do a monthly budget, or you can do per click. I would be careful with per click because that could be expensive if you would get 5,000 people that click. You know, you don't have a determined budget of what that would be. So I always select a budget, you know, like $50 or 25, or I don't do a lot of clients that do ads on Pinterest. I have a few. Joe and Nick are one of them. When we're in the midst of wintertime and doing events, they will put an ad out there and pay for it both on Facebook and on Pinterest, to try to drive more people to come and get the word out there, because it's not as busy in the winter time, you know, not as many people.
So,
Question?
yeah, Anita, I have a question. So when they do an ad, you said they put it on Facebook and on Pinterest. So is it just like a flyer? Because it has to be like a picture to put on.
Yep, you take
Yes.
actually the post, like you saw I put up the flyer for one of their events that I showed earlier. And you
Okay.
just take that and say add ad, create ad. Or you can do it from that where I showed just a minute ago, drop down, create ad.
Okay.
But then it'll say, okay, add a photo, and then give me some words, give me the link, and then it'll ask for the budget. I generally will do the post first and get it out there for some organic without paying, you know, a couple of days or whatever, and then run the ad. But you can just go to the pin itself and click on it, and there's a place there that also says create ad.
Okay.
I always suggest that you put it out first and give it a day, 2, 3, whether it's a house you're selling as a real estate agent, or you with MCE trying to promote your classes. It might be your flyer, like the one you created for me, you know. But I would suggest you put that out first and let some organic traffic come to it, because then when you put the money paid ad on it, it'll give you a better search result.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep.
It's kind of like a mason building blocks, you know. You want the foundation blocks first with the organic and with it out there a little bit, and then put the paid for the next level of brick, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
I like to do visuals, and my granddaddy was a mason, so.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I know Christina is our guest today. Did you have any questions, comments, thoughts so far?
2, actually. One, what are the other analytics available? Is it just followers, and is it well, basically, what analytics do you have available on Pinterest? And then my second question is, why Pinterest over any of the other social platforms? I mean, there's Instagram, which is similar with images and things like that. Why would someone choose Pinterest over that for their business?
That's a great question. Let's address that one first. And I hit on it a little bit, but I didn't really focus on it. Pinterest, let's focus on it because it's, not only is it a great platform because if you're a photographer or if you're someone that teaches classes or someone that does, let's say you're a food person, you go around to people, you're a personal chef and you do, all of these are going to be great for photos. If you're a drone photographer, I mean, anyone that your business is photo related, then this is a great platform. Now, are there other ones? Sure. Instagram is a great place. However, Instagram is not driven by search results. It is driven by hashtags. Here, you can put in those links. You can put in the wording, the description. That's how I showed the one screen on my PowerPoint where you can go into Google and almost search on anything now, and you will see that some of your results are leading back to Pinterest. So the biggest difference and value for Pinterest as opposed to Instagram is that Pinterest provides search results at Google, Yahoo, Bing. If you're putting in descriptive words like this is, a beautiful home decor item because you own, a home decor store or whatever, then that's going to come up on search results. And you can put clickable links in, which could not be done. You can put a link in an Instagram, but it's not clickable. The user has to copy paste it over into their own browser and then open it. Now, Instagram is planning to update their platform. They have been purchased by Facebook and they are going to enhance and change things. So in the future, I may be saying that they're more equal, but at this time, I think that social media is for two things. One, building relationships, creating platform for your business and getting the word out there. That's one. And two, to get results on search engines. And that's the biggest value, in my opinion, of Pinterest. Now, question one was about the analytics. So I'm going to share my screen again, but I wanted to ask you, did that sort of answer your question and help with the differential?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay, so now what I did is I shared the wrong one. Sorry. Okay. Okay, this is my business account, Joe and Nick's Networking. And you can see on the left, it says it's a business account. First of all, analytics are right here, and it gives you an overview of your client's information. If I click on that, shows you an overview of activity. Okay, now again, this account does not have a ton of activity because we are in a stall status now. We haven't had an event since the first week in May. It shows you the last 30 days. You could change that. You can change this to your engaged audience. Shows you age and gender, location, all of that information. I don't have any data in this one because, and I purposely did that because I didn't want to show, I did an account that didn't show activity because I didn't want to show a client's information. I just wanted to show you how you could see. Then you could like trending, you could see what was trending. That's another analytic or insights that you can have in a business account. They're also over here under, if you click on the right of this, where your picture is, it'll show you business access, tune your home feed. That's like, give more information of what you want to see. So those will also zone in on what you're looking for. But and then there are ads. We talked about ads. So like you could go into ads for any ads that you're running and also get an overview or lots of reports. You could create custom reports. And none of this stuff is available in a personal account. Audience insights, the other analytics I showed you was just the overview. Audience insights, that's going to show you about the people. So it'll show you like what it's loading. There it goes. Like I said, like age and gender and location, and you can tap in on those. You can also type in like, you know, give it data of what you want to see, like I was showing you over here, where you tune your home feed, and then these analytics will show you more information. It'll show you conversion insights. There's not going to be anything conversion here because again, we haven't done anything since the end of April, and very little, but it does show you some conversion, how much money you've spent and how that converted, you know, like how many people you got looking at it. Let's see, will it open this larger? I didn't think it would. Doesn't. Shows that I got 16,000 people that viewed it. The amount, you know, like, yeah. 873 added to cart, 2.3K page visits, $451 that we spent. So there's a little bit of information.
That's
But-
great. Thank you.
Does that help? Yep.
Yeah, I
Now,
just want to know what some of the measurables were on it.
right. Now, when we are actively doing events for Joe and Nick, I can go out and see like, okay, I have 15 people that have clicked through the link that are in age range 20 to 35. I have 10 that are in age range 35 to 50. You know, I can see, you know, there of the 25 people that have viewed this, you know, 18 clicked on the link. You know, I can see their locations. Like if they, now again, they have to, if they're a profile that hasn't given us their location, we don't have that. But like one of the ones last year was 18 people in Ocean City, 12 in Ocean Pines, 3 from Salisbury. So, I mean, that's helpful to know, you know, where your people are coming from, and how many clicks you're getting on the links, all of that kind of data. Now, it's not going to tell you, you know, the 18 people were Lisa Twilley, Anita Hicks, Nick Rudolph. It won't do that. It's not that good, you know, but it will give you general analytics that helps you. What it helps me the most with is for Joe and Nick is that I can watch daily. And if I see that it's starting to drop off and not get continued engagement, then now that means to me that I absolutely need to put some other pin up to talk about this some more. Or if it's getting a lot of engagement, then, you know, that also means the same thing. Also, we've used it as a conversion where we've put out a link where they can go and click and, you know, add to our mailing list, and then we'll send you reminders of our events, right? Well, now we're capturing them in our CRM, in our database. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Great. Did you have any other questions or something else you wanted to have me show you today while I'm on?
No, just if you had any best practices, in other words, so if it's, let's say 3 organic posts to 1 sales type post, is that the general norm?
That's a good standard to go by. Absolutely. I like to go by the kind of 4 E's. I teach this in a couple of my classes. Make your content educational, entertaining, engaging, and enlightening. So educational, it should educate people on what's happening in the, you know, target market that you're working in, whether that's the location you're in or the type of business that you're doing. You know, if you're, for me, like I do social media for people and websites and email marketing. So it was a totally perfect fit for me to team up with MCE and promote their events and promote them and talk about them all the time in my networking events and how great Lisa Twilley is. It was a perfect synergy. And that's the kind of education that I can put out for my clients that are small business owners, and now they could come and learn about how to write a business plan or how to get funding. I mean, geez, COVID's been, right, a trip. And so that's educational, but it could also be educational about you, you know. For instance, if you're a real estate agent, then you could be teaching, putting out content about, you know, now's a great time to sell your house. Whereas if you're buying, you might want to wait a little while, you know, I mean, I don't know, but I put out tips all the time for social media. So that's educational, and it kind of sets you as someone that's an expert in your field then, but also someone that's sharing in your community. And if you are a location, let's say you're a storefront and you sell, widgets in Ellicott City, right? Well, if you're sharing about events that are happening in Ellicott City that complement what you do, then you're also going to be attracting people that live and work in the Ellicott City area. So that's good. Engaging, people forget to put out content that asks questions, I mean, put out a piece of, if you're a realtor, put out a photo and say, or I have an architect that does design and blueprints. And we put out these spectacular house pictures on Pinterest for her that are not even hers, they're like somebody else, a historical house or whatever, and say, what do you think of this architecture? Would you imagine this in your own home? Yes or no. And we get like 15, 20 comments, and maybe that's not directly related to business, but it gets the key words out there too, and it gets engagement. And so, I get a lot of realtors that'll now turn around and ask questions like, what is the biggest feature or important aspect to you when you're buying or selling your house? And, even give options. There's polls for that. Is it space? Is it price? Is it location? And engagement is so important. So that's the second E. Then entertainment, entertaining and enlightening. Those are where you're going to get, some value added or positive quotes or something that shows your personality. There are 5,000 people that do social media. What makes me different than everybody else? Well, one of the things I like to think that makes me different is that I do post positive quotes, and I'm very good at giving information to help other people. My first contact with most people is not about my business. It's about, hey, come to my class and I'll teach you how to do this on your own. And while you're at it, you could take these other classes or, something valuable. People also are going to, thanks so much for putting up that quote today. I was having a rough morning and it really made my day. Okay, now I got engagement. So, I mean, definitely you're on a good path with thinking that, you want to do 1, 2 to 3 value added pieces per week that aren't, buy a house from me if you're a realtor, or do social media with me, or, hey, don't you want a website? I have a summer special going on. Those are sales posts, So 3 value added ones and 1 possible, sale. So if you're, on most social media sites, Pinterest is their kind of algorithm or encouraged amount is about 1 to 3 pens per week. At Facebook, it's more like 3 to 5 pieces of content per week. So when you're thinking about those pieces, you do want to balance how much of it am I putting out that is sales. And if you're going to put more sales, then let's do a few more pieces of, valuable, educational, entertaining, enlightening, or engaging content. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna end a little early today, Lisa. We don't have a lot of attendees,
I
so,
know, that's fine.
and
I
It was
appreciate
still
you
super
doing it.
helpful. I've been trying to figure out how to work Pinterest for a while, and this has been really great. So thank you.
awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. And Christina, I hope that you feel that way too. It sounds like in talking with you that you got some good information to help you.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
What type of business are you in, Christina?
I actually am in marketing for iFrog.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes, I know iFrog. Well,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you came today. And Lisa, as we said in the beginning, is going to follow up with you an email. She'll send you my PowerPoint and some more information. And, you should check out the other classes that they have. They offer some great classes.
That's right. We do have a few coming up. I was getting ready to share them in the beginning, and then I don't know what happened. Let me try
Let's share
again.
those now. Yeah.
There we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so our next one coming up is July 19th. How to write a business plan, project cash flows. And then financing with the SBA is July 20th. And let's talk funding with MCE August 16th. All of these are from 12 to 1. And then we'll be doing another one with Anita. I don't know if that name that fast. We just gotta Once we get our dates together, we're gonna have it on here, power of the internet and social media. So that might be a good one that you might want to join.
And that'll be sometime in July. We're just gonna get our dates together here.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll have that on soon. So just keep an eye on our website. Thank you so much, Anita. We appreciate you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I think I did put in the chat my contact information in the beginning. So,
I'm sure it's in your PowerPoint too.
yep, I don't know that my email was, but definitely my phone number is on there in the website. You can find me at anitamhicks.com. And on social media, of course, I am definitely going to find Donna on social media since we learned that we have a lot in common today. And Christina, feel free, to reach out if you have any further questions or absolutely plan to attend again with us next month, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys. You have a great weekend.
You
too.
as well, Lisa.
All
Thank
right,
you,
bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nick. Bye, Donna. You'll have a great day now.
You too.
I'll be in touch real soon, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank you.